Hello, 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 hello. Good morning once more, my brothers and sisters from Cameroon. This is Brian Bonwetrie once more, and I am presenting today a new video. And the video of today is supposed to talk about customers, that is, parents, guardians, and students that have a book list and they would like to upload it on the CTBN web application in order to be able to launch a search that will search all the available suppliers on the platform to see which one of them has at least one or all of their textbooks. Now, I hope that you are well this morning and that your family members are well too. So, in the previous video, we saw how to suppliers. We showed how suppliers could add and update their textbook information on CTBN using the manual method and using CSV file. So as I said, today we are with customers, how they can, after getting their textbook list from the school, how can they upload it to CTBN. So let's switch to CTBN. Now, as you can see, I will enter an email address. I'll connect to an account. Now, customers, it is true. Parents, guardians, students. We in the previous videos, we only created an account for a supplier. But now, as I said during the first two videos of this channel that are on CTBN, I said that everything is the same when you're creating your account as a supplier or as a customer. The only differences are in the fact that the supplier has more information to enter, like they have to upload an image of the business area, they have to provide other information really that you do not need to provide. So the information you provide are basic information, and we talked about those information in the first two videos. So if you do not know how, please visit the creating an account video. Okay, so here I am going to connect to an account I created for a client, a customer rather. The password, remember, needs to be powerful, and if you do not know or see your password clearly, you can always use the I. Okay, so and as usual, a login code will be sent for you to use connect securely to your account. So that is what I am entering. Paste it. Voila. So this is how it will look like. That's the dashboard of a customer. This is how it will look like. It's yellow. Remember that for the supplier, the background was green color. Here it's yellow for the customer. So this is the dashboard. You have the documentation. You have textbook groups. This is where we are going to be today. You have reservations and you have suppliers. So when at the beginning, the first video, I say that customers have a list, right? They are able to see a list of all the suppliers that are on CTBN and that are on or in Cameroon, right? So once a supplier decides to join CTBN, you as the customer, you will have, you will be able to see for each region which suppliers are present. So you have a list of them already. So once they join, you can find them under the suppliers link here. We are going to talk about it at the end of the video. Okay. So although there is nothing more to say, because once the a supplier creates an account, you can see them there automatically. You can search, you can even filter by region, you can filter by region, you can filter by neighborhood, you can filter by city, you can filter by many things, but they are there for you to search. So, as I said, we are mostly going to be here on textbook group. Of course, if you want to see how it looks like on mobile device, You can always, this is how it will look like on mobile device. Okay, this is how it will look like. And you have the menu that you icon that you can always use to go through the various uh, links of the dashboard. Now, generally, how does it happen? And what does it happen? I mean, when you get the textbook, the textbook list from the school, what happens is that you will go to either a bookstore or individuals, right, that sell textbooks, and you give them your textbook list, you, the parent or the child, if the child is the one that goes with his textbook list or her textbook list. You will give the book list, and the person in front of you will look at the names of the textbooks, and they will tell you, we have this one, we don't have this one, we have this one is available, this one's not available, this one's available. That's what happens. So they use the name of the textbook in your book list or on your book list to be able to identify if they have or they don't have that textbook. So it's the same concept here. Your book list, when you have your book list and you want to be able to search for the suppliers that have at least one of them on CTBN, all you need to do is connect to your account as I did, and then you come to textbook groups. So once you're on textbook group, you'll see a page similar to this, right? And to create a new textbook group, all you need to do is come on this link here, new textbook group, and click. When you click, there are fields that everything is required actually, because it's not complicated. Now, the name of the textbook group, the name of the textbook group, we CTBN advise that you use the name of your child here, so that you can easily identify which group is for which child, because you will create a textbook group for every child. So if you have three kids, and each of them goes to school in separate classes, then each of them will have a separate book list. Now, you will have to create three different textbook groups on CTBN for each of your child. So each of your children, sorry. So that, right, for each of your children, you will have to create one textbook group. So at the end of the day, you will have three textbook groups. Okay. Now the name should be a name. Really, it mustn't be the name of your child, but it should be something that identifies the child. Okay. Maybe I don't know, a nickname you like calling the child, or anything, but anything that really identifies the child. Then the description is a small description about what the textbook group is for. Okay. And then now the search region. This is one of the most important fields here. The search region. In which region do you want to launch the search? Because when you are, for example, if you are in the Northwest region, right? If you're in the Northwest region, it is most likely that you go, or your child goes to school in the Northwest region. So if they go to school in the Northwest region, you would like to place here search region, you would like to choose Northwest, which means that what? When you're finished filling the form here with the textbooks of your child, and you've created the textbook list, when you launch the search, that search will be performed in the Northwest region. Okay, that search will be performed in the Northwest region. So it will search for all the suppliers that are in the Northwest region for the textbooks that you will fill under here, textbooks. Okay, so those that have at least one will be shown in the search result. Now you have the section of your child. Is it the English or the French section? You have the class in which your child goes, right? Pre-nursery, there's one and two, class 1 to 6, from 1 to 4, lower upper seed, and you have for the French section too, maternelle, CPC, etc. Okay, and then now you have the textbooks, the textbooks. Now this is very important, okay, extremely important, because this is where you will enter the names of the textbooks that are found on your book list. Now, textbooks, workbooks, they are the same, right? They are textbooks. Now, As you can see here, it is said the textbooks found in the child's book list must be entered one per line. So you must enter one textbook per line. What does it mean? So, for example, if your child goes in is in, let's say, class one, and let me just invent a name of a textbook here. I'll say textbook class one. Okay, textbook one. Let me say textbook one, like the first textbook of class one, right? So this is one. Okay, this is a textbook name, one on a line, like one per line. This is one line. Now you will hit enter and you will say textbook two class one. So this is the second textbook. So one per line, it should be on the line. Now, generally on a large screen, you will not have a problem, right? You write, for example, if the name was a little bit longer, then just for the sake of the example, I'm going to write this, right, 3 times, okay? So textbook one, class one. So this is a very long name, right? Now, again, on large screen, it doesn't disturb. But once you switch to small screens, do you realize what has happened here? You have a line break, okay? It seems like it takes 2 lines, but it doesn't take 2 lines, okay? It's just one line. So far as you haven't hit enter, you are on a line. So I'm going to wipe everything again and type again text book one, test book one, test book one, then class one. Now you have the impression that you are on the second line, but you are not on the second line, because a line, your machine or any device, most of the device recognize a line after a line break, a new line, what you call a new line character. Okay, it's a new line character, is a character, an invisible character that separates lines. Okay, that's what defines which line is which line. So first line, second line, third line, it stands to the new line character, and it's invisible, you don't see it. So generally it's you, that's the key, that's the enter key. When you press enter, it inserts an invisible character that is called the new line character, and that is what, as I just did. Okay, now on your mobile phone, generally there are some mobile phones that come with keyboard preferences that says the enter key to send a message, for example. So the enter key sends a message. So you might want to check. I think generally they are not activated, but if you have activated it, like when you press enter, it sends a message, you have to deactivate it when you are on CTBN. Okay, so now you can put the other one, textbook two, textbook two. This is just for testing again. Textbook two, textbook two, class one. So this is a very long name again, right? But it is one line. So far as you haven't pressed enter, it is one line. So when you press enter, that's one line. Okay, that's one line. So you can go on and put the other names without any problem, right? You just, you just enter the names one after the other, each on his or a line. You just keep adding, you just keep adding without necessarily caring about, so far as you press the enter key, right? So far as you press the enter key, that's it. You're doing it right. So textbook 8, textbook 8, textbook 8, textbook 8, and then class 1, right? It doesn't matter, you are still on a line. So when you press enter, you insert that invisible new line character, and you are on another line. And so I enter textbook 9, class 1. Let's say the textbook has just like the textbook group should have 9 textbooks because the book list that was given to you, say for class 1, has 9 textbooks. So these are the 9 textbooks there. So I'll rapidly fill this one, class 1, Northwest region. For the description, I'll say the book list for my first child, and then yeah, I'll say first child. Okay, so I have the name, the description, the search region. The section will be English. I have the class, I have the textbooks, and I create and I press create. Now, when I create, I have this, right? Your textbook groups have been created, right? Textbook group created successfully. And then now you have your textbook group here. Now, this is the view on mobile devices, okay? This is the view on small screens. I'll switch to the view on large screens after I am done here. So you can always edit. You have the name of the textbook group, first child, and you can always edit. You can always edit it, okay? When you click on edit, it will just bring back the form with the fields, okay? But now you can change what you have to change. For example, if you want to, you use this a lot, especially when you are buying your textbooks. We'll talk about it in the video after this one, or after the other videos, because after this video I have to talk about profiles. Okay, so you use this a lot anyways to when you actually buy your textbooks. So this is how you want to update your textbook. So I'll go back to textbook groups. Now, you see 2 links here. There's items and there's search. Now, items shows you your textbooks, the textbooks you inserted. Okay, so you have the textbooks you inserted in descending order. That's from the most recent you added to the last one on the list to the first one on the list. So you have textbook number 9. So textbook 9 plus 1. You have the quantity is always 1, and you have the state, which is just a minus. Now, here you can see there's a note there that says that when you see a $sign, it means it is reserved. When you see an @ sign, you know it is paid without making a reservation. This is what you are very much going to use when you search. You launch a search for your textbook group, and you go and collect the book. Once you have collected, say, if you have 9 books, like in our case, and you searched, and then the supplier that you found had maybe 5 textbooks today, and then you went and bought the 5 textbooks, then when you have to update the textbook group and go and put at the end of each of your textbooks, okay, we'll talk about it later. So all of them are in a minus state. The minus simply means nothing. So they are just there. You just added them. Okay. So you have all your textbooks. The quantity is always 1, obviously, because you always want to go and collect 1. Now, if you have 2 children in the same class, it doesn't matter because you will have to create a textbook group for each of them. Okay. Now, maybe that will change in the future in future updates, right? If you have a child, if you have at least 2 children in the same class, you can increase the quantity. But for now, you will have to create 2. So that's just it. That's the name and everything. So let's go back to textbook groups, right? And then there is search. Now, the search will launch a search in the Northwest region for all the textbooks, okay, that you have in your textbook group. Now, this will be left out for another video because there are a lot of things that have to be said there and a lot of things that you have to understand. So that will not be said in this video, okay? So now I'm going to switch back to last screen, and this is how it looks like on last screen. It's a table where you can view your items, right? You can view your items. It will bring you back this page you saw on small devices with the dollar, the dollar and the at, and the minus. Okay, so the state is presently minus, meaning nothing. Okay, this is it, and you can edit, obviously, as we saw in the mobile version. You can edit, and you can search. Now, this is the meat of this future, and we are going to talk about it later. Okay, after we have discussed about profiles for suppliers. Okay, so now this was the first part of the video. Second part of the video, now I want to show you suppliers. Whenever you want to really just roam around and see the suppliers, the number of suppliers that are on CTBN in the various regions of Cameroon, you can always come to supplier. Okay, now we have some suppliers that are pre-filled. You see a bit, and what will really make, as you can see here, you have by default, you see the suppliers in your region, meaning that if you choose, when you were signing up, when you were creating an account, you choose that you are in the Northwest region, you will see people from the Northwest region, like suppliers from the Northwest region. But you can always change it afterwards. For example, you can search by supplier ID. If you know the ID of the supplier, you have access to it. Obviously, when you come here, you can search category, that is an individual, a bookstore, or a publisher. You can search by section. Is it mixed? Do they serve both English and French? Do they serve only English? Do they serve only French? You have by region, right? And you have by city, the city in which they are, right? So these are the some of the features. So by default, so for example, if I say region and I say, for example, West, right? And then I hit search, it should show me that it should show me for suppliers from the West, suppliers from Northwest, and suppliers from the Southwest. Okay, that's what it's going to show me. If you go and say far north, for example, and then it will show you for far north. So it will show you all of them with their section, English, French, or mixed. So as a customer, you have access to all the suppliers around CTBN, which means that if you want to go to a particular supplier and that you know their ID, or not necessarily their ID, you know their region, the region in which they are, or the city, you can always filter and you search. Now, if you want to see uh, the suppliers that were the suppliers of your region, you can always search. Of course, you can search. For example, here we are in the center region, right? Or you can simply empty or empty this form like this and launch a search. It will give you back the suppliers of your region. Okay, so that was it for today, for the textbook groups. The search functionality or the search feature is going to be dealt with in another video, because it's very important. It's extremely important that you understand it. And now you can only see the 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 gain in time, the gain in energy from of this search feature when you have many suppliers. So before we talk about the search, I would like you to know about the sandbox, because there is a sandbox feature on CTBN. For those that don't know what the sandbox is, it's a test environment where you can really use the application as though it was live, as though it was in the real mode, but you are in a test environment. So what you do doesn't really impact your real account. It's just there for you to test how the platform works and the features. So a sandbox is available on CTBN, and you want to know that before you will do or see how the searching works on CTBN. So that's it for the video of today. I hope that you enjoyed it. And next video, we are going to be talking about profiles. After profiles, we will talk about sandbox. So after the sandbox, then we will actually not talk, because it's something that you need to see. So we will launch a search, and you will see exactly as a customer what you will see when you launch the search, and how you can get the information or share the information you will get to maybe somebody that can help you collect the books if you are not available. Be well and see you in the next video. Peace.